When I came up with this about, trying to get Harry Watts and everybody up here, Grapevine had 3 professional baseball players that went on, from here, and all of us in Grapevine know how good the black people were at baseball. Gosh, Lizzie, we had, about 6 teams, you know, that had uniforms and so forth and so on. And they would, at the end of the year, they'd pick what they call the all-star team, and we'd go play the blacks. We'd invite them in. They came to we actually had a place with a plate, you know, and everything. We would invite them in, and they'd come in and just wipe the thing. When my mother died, I took over the program director's job. And they were saying, we need to get people in here that are from World War II to tell their story, because they're not going to be around very long. You know, and so the next 4 years that I was program person, I had several folks that were World War II. All of them are gone. And that kind of is the epitome of this, in that Harry Watts was the oldest of the guys that went on to play baseball. And he is now in Parkland Hospital. So it just, you know, kind of pulls at my heartstrings to think that these guys are gonna, you know, not in our lifetime, they're gonna be the history of what Grapevine was. And they had to travel every day 42 miles in a bus and go to Iowa. My mother, bless her heart, she thought back in the 40s, we didn't have TV. I mean, I didn't. Most of us didn't have much of anything to watch anything. So entertainment was baseball. I mean, that's what they did. They went to the Fort Worth Cats ball games. And my mother thought that these guys should be recognized from the get-go. I mean, this is entertainment. I mean, you know, we had, one of the things she remembered was talkies. What the hell is talkies, you know? And then when they had the newspaper, we had one little section that had Gates Dry Goods. Gates Dry Goods? What are dry goods? You know, and then down at the bottom it said, congratulations, Harry Watts, and a little print. That's all the recognition that these guys got. And I felt like I got a hold of Bob Ray, and I said, we need to recognize these guys. And then I got a hold to Harry Watts, and Harry Watts said, oh yeah, I've got clippings from the newspaper. I have this, that, and other. And then I called him later on, and he's not able to be here. And Billy Wayne Chambers is here. Jerry is out playing golf or it's all over the place. But I wanted to kind of make that introduction, because these guys are special, and wanted to hear what. You know, you too. You sit right here too. Oh, but we need to get some of these guys that need to get for actual ball players, white ball players. We haven't played these guys. You know, sit down. Wait a minute. I'm a millennial. I've got my note written down.
I got questions for
you. By the way, you know, doing programs up here is easy. if you can call somebody and say, hey, come do us a program. I'm trying to get, somebody that's in the hospital and everything else. I have, this has been really a hard deal, you know, I want to congratulate everybody who's here. It's been really, I've made my money that y'all pay me. This week.
No, he's been working for a year on this, I know, because he called me about a year ago, I think it was. So here we are, and so let's get started. I'm not gonna harm this interview. You can ask questions too in a minute. But before we talk baseball, let's talk Grapevine. Let's go back to 1940s, 50s. And particularly as it relates to race, people of different colors. What was Grapevine like in the 40s and 50s? Mr. Chambers.
Well, God bless all of y'all. Just happy to be here and pray God bless up on everyone here. And then when I was asked about Tony to come and everything, I said, yeah, I'll be glad to. Back in the 50s, that mean I was 10 years old. And back in the 40s, that mean I was born in 1940. And so, but, you know, racism and everything, his dad, Tony's dad, and he did so much for the black people in this city. And without this, he was right that your dad wasn't there. Without him, a lot of black people wouldn't have made it. Because he worked all the black people and he took care of us. And anytime they needed them money, it's like they could get a hold of him and everything. And so I come up, well, the segregation was, we went to school, we had our own independent school. And at 2 o'clock, they let us out. As kids, let us out, we go pick cotton. So y'all probably never picked none of that. And we go pick cotton and like that's most of the way we made our living was farming. And so, but to make a long story, story short, on that, during that time, it was kind of rough on black people, you know. But through the grapevine, we had so many Caucasian people and things that really helped the black people in this community. So some of y'all probably don't know this about it, but without them, we wouldn't have made it. They really took care of us. Okay. And a lot of us black people probably wanted to, my age wouldn't say it's like that, but I just have to tell it like it is. Being pretty sure that's not very true. What it involves is false, I think that's very true. But I thank God for the grapevine, how grapevine, Caucasian thing, how they help the black people in grapevine. A lot of small towns didn't. I can't say that about Louisville, where I live at now, but I can say it about Grapevine. but anyway, going back to this and everything, black, we had our own fountains. Some of y'all probably remember that, had our own fountains, our own restaurant, and I worked at Smith Cafe. You know, Smith, they owned the cafe and the service station. I worked at the service station and the cafe. I washed dishes at the cafe and pick flags and watch cars, police cars, and the gas and pump gas. You probably don't remember this. You was young and I am. but anyway, during that time, and we understood. You know, the black people understood, you know, the role that they supposed to play during that time. We didn't have problems in Grapevine like a lot of towns had. You know, like I said, the Caucasian people took care of the black people. They told me, said, I tell you, so this guy right there, tell that the back, they got,
Oh, okay. Hang on.
yeah, my uncle was at Smith's Cafe, and his wife shot him back in the head. And so she had the pistol so close to his head that the bullet wouldn't go in. It went in and just come out the side of his head. But anyway, he ran all the way to Mr. Hughes on Main Street and told Mr. Hughes, oh, I've been shot, I've been shot, I've been shot. He said, after who shot you? He said, Betty. I said, why? She shot him. And Tommy, I think Tommy went to the hospital with him, didn't he?
Yep.
And how old were you, Tommy?
Probably about 12 or 15, somewhere thereabouts.
Mhm. And, but, and make a long story short, I was 15 years old. I didn't go to high school. I quit school and take it to my family. My mother died when I was 14 years old. And so my mom raised me and my other four sisters, not sisters, but sister and brothers. And so she raised me, and that's when I went to work. I quit work to help, we was a poor family, to support my family. So I didn't get a chance to go to high school. I went to G.W. Cardinals. That's right up on the hill from I am Terrell. But we used to,
High school.
yeah. And I quit that year in the 9th grade. I was going to graduate to the 10th. And I quit in the 10th and went to work. I had to become a man at 15 years old and support my family. And all of them, thank God, my three brothers, they all got part of college. If they didn't get to college, they went to college. All of my family, I got 5 kids. All of my family, they graduated, got a degree, all of them in college.
Let me ask this to you. You said in your introduction that you played baseball and y'all would go over and play whatever it was, the final games or whatever, and you get beat, of course.
Yeah.
Going back to the 50s, what do you remember about the time that Mr. Chambers just got to talking about? What did you see from your side of the fence?
They had a good time. I mean, they were geesing each other and all. It was, they had a good time. I mean, it was, cause they were beating the heck out of them. Bill Powers. Bill Powers can remember that, I know.
Oh, yeah, I played against them and with them.
Oh, okay, we got a lot of baseball fans, because I met them before I came into the building, everybody's telling me what baseball fans they are. You didn't go to high school, so you didn't play high school baseball.
I think they do.
When did you get involved in baseball, and how did that happen?
Oh, when did I get it? Well, I played with the Engineers, amen. Yeah, and those ladies back there was just talking about the young family. And I was raised up with the young family. And a lot of people thought they were white people.
Yeah,
Bob
Jones can pass.
And I gotta tell this story about back then before I go on, it'd be short. But anyway, Mr. Emery had sons and daughters, and so the sons and daughters kind of took the color out of their mom and dad. After the mom, she was black, half black. But anyway, we got right here on Main Street with the picture show. And so Mr. Emery, probably the first time he come there, he brought his 2 sons up there. And when he brought his 2 sons up there, and they went in we had to go upstairs. There's not a white sit on downstairs. So Mr. Emery comes in and said, he said, "Say, you can't go up there where the black go." And he said, "Why not? I can't go." He said, "Well, because you're white." He said, "No, I'm not, I'm black." He said, "No, you can't." He said, "Well, call the man down." And said, "Who on this? I can't think of his name, man, on the picture show." And you remember? Good guess, Robert.
Everybody guessed, Robert.
So he knowed it, so he told me, he said, yeah, he's black. But I didn't tell that story because, like I said, a lot of people thought Mr. Emily was white, but they wasn't, they was black.
Yeah, but, how did you get into baseball?
Oh, and how I was playing with, like I said, I remember Dr. Smears and, Mr. Humphrey was scouting for the San Francisco Giants. And they heard about me. I wasn't the best player on our team. They said I wasn't the best player, but on my team, the reason why I got drafted because I had the ability to run fast, I could hit ball, kick, but for it having the tools to do it, there's a lot of them to play better than I could.
Well, I mean, there were people who played better than Jackie Robinson too.
Yeah.
Ricky didn't pick Jackie Robinson because he was the best player.
No, they didn't.
They picked him because he had the attitude.
He had that issue, and that's the reason why they picked me.
That's what,
I get
that's
it.
what I'm trying to get to.
I had an attitude where some black people didn't, because I wasn't raised praising. I was, you know, a lot of black people was raised praising. I just say, a lot of black people was raised praising.
You got that from your family and the other folk here at Grapevine.
Yeah, I wasn't raised. No, Dr. Johansson, you know him?
Yeah, he lived right across the street.
Yeah. Well, my mother worked for him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was raised with his kids and whatnot.
Yeah.
I never had to go to the back door of his house. I always went through the front.
Yeah.
Always entertained with them. But make it long. So I wasn't never pregnant. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't raised that way. But like I said, if I was black raised president, I would. And they picked me because of my attitude. How that I could do it.
I was gonna ask, how many people knew, I mean, when he and Harry and others were playing ball in the major leagues, how many people in Grapevine knew they had heroes who happened to be African American playing with the San Francisco Giants? And did y'all know?
Yeah. There, so that.
Yes.
You're a baseball player too, I know.
Leon's a ball player. Leon, no. Bill just made a statement the last time.
Okay, did most people in Grapevine know that they had these full
Most
players?
of them did, most of them.
Most of it did.
You didn't have to do like you had.
Well, well, I mean, the Star Telegram did stories about it.
They did.
Go on, very nice. You got-
All I saw was the Grapevine Sun had, what Aunt Florence did last week, or, you know, she went over to have dinner with somebody else. And then, but we had just a minuscule amount in the Grapevine Sun about this. And I went down to Fort Worth, Star Telegram to search. And you can search the newspapers nowadays, but you start putting in keywords and things like that. And the last guy was Jerry Ray Ennis. Well, if you put in Ennis, it brings up everything. I couldn't ever find anything. I couldn't find anything about Billy to speak of, but in 1965, there was a Grapevine newspaper that actually had a picture of the kids that he came back to sign an autograph for them, where they, you know, had him come in because Harry had played, you know, the really first portion of this. Jackie
Who
Robinson,
did Harry play with?
He played with the Cardinals.
they played with the Cardinals.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And the thing I wanted to ask,
They did Cardinals.
Harry played.
Played with
He
the
played for St. Louis Cardinals.
yeah,
Billy Wayne, he played for the San Francisco Giants, and Jerry Ray Ennis.
And Jerry also played with the Cardinals.
I love finding it very. That's the thing when you come up with it. They signed.
Thing I wanted to hear from Billy is, when you went up north, did you, what was it like?
They're totally different.
Okay, it was totally different up north.
Yeah. I say it was totally different. It was totally different. During that time, but I still had to go through all of that and playing baseball. See, a lot of people didn't know Jackie Robinson wasn't, like he said, he wasn't the best. Like they had in the Negro League, they had Jackie couldn't touch some of the folks.
Yeah.
It was it, but they groomed Jackie. Jackie had the attitude. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He wasn't the best player, black player. A lot of people don't know that the Negro League, the Yankees always win the World Series, but they beat the Yankees 3 times. I said they beat the Yankees 3 times.
I mean, how many people knew that, was it 1948, April of 1948, when the Dodgers came down here? Because Fort Worth was the Dodgers farm club. And they did an exhibition, and Jackie and Roy Campanella came. Were you aware of that? Well, you were real young when that happened.
I remember it when they came and everything. But like I said, Jackie wasn't the best black ball player. But he had the education, he had all the tools, he had the personality and everything. He knew how to get along with people. And so they picked Jackie and groomed Jackie. But in the major league, they could only have so many blacks in the major league during that time. And then and they could only have so many blacks in the major league. And then also in the minor league, there was a AAA league like that. They could only have so many blacks on each city. So it means a lot of blacks in it. They could beat us playing. We couldn't touch the light to them. And we stayed, they kept us and a lot of them didn't make it.
She was asking, what about the pay? Is pay equal?
The pay, well, the pay was because you signed a contract, because you signed a contract. You had to sign a contract, so everybody knows what everybody made. That wasn't no secret, it wasn't hid. So the pay wasn't in baseball.
But did you get paid equal to?
The white?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, because like I said, you had to sign a contract.
Probably.
You had to sign a contract, so everybody knows what everybody was, but maybe, so they couldn't hide that, so.
How long were you with San Francisco?
Let me see, 63, 64, 65, 3 years. I told this nigga, I still got problems with it. And I could run like a deer. I run so fast, I would snap the muscles, turn the muscles up, and told this leg up. And they didn't do all this surgery now. They do surgery now in 30 days, be back out there like being up in there.
I was gonna ask you, as he said, Harry Watts was in my hospital. And Brother Charles taught me band.
Oh, yeah.
And I am Terrell, and he also drove the bus for the Grapevine kids to Terrell. So that's an interesting story unto itself. How good was Harry?
Oh, man. Harry he was awesome. He was a short guy.
I saw him.
Yeah, he was, he was a blood, he could hit. So he had all the tools that you could have and everything. Harry had a good personality too. Harry played as long as all of us. Harry played like what?
10 or 11 years.
Yeah, something like that. And so I was saying in going back in during the 60s now. I was in that 62, 63, that when we caught a plane or on the bus or whatever, we got ready to go to the restaurant to eat. I couldn't go. Now that was in, so my teammates, the white, they had to bring us our food and we had to eat. And then when we got ready to go to stay at we couldn't stay at the hotel. They had our own hotel, and either we had an individual that set up a place where we could stay. And so we had to go through all of that. And to play baseball.
Yeah.
But we loved it.
What is it about baseball that you love? I mean, I get it, you know, I don't look at me until I can play baseball. But, I mean, the people who play baseball particularly, I mean, basketball, football, same thing in some ways, but baseball, it's like, almost like a religion or something.
Yeah, well, I would have played if they wouldn't have paid me a dime. I love the game. I love the game. I love to compete against other players, you know, to show them that I was better than they was, or I could do something to beat their team. I just love to compete in baseball. And you get the opportunity to show what you can really do. You know what I'm talking about? And that's to your fans and everything, is to bless the people and things that was looking at you. You know, because, yeah, and because, you know, it's just like sports now. You can get hooked on sports easy. You don't even know it. Because I mean, that's just the way it is.
People on Sundays, wait, no, people get away from the TV set. Just a couple more questions, and I'll turn it over to you, and until she tells us we gotta stop. You know, you can tell them to go on, right? Today, I mean, in the fifties, of course, we had the black leagues and all those legally. You have a lot of black kids playing baseball. You don't have a lot of black kids, not American black kids. I mean, you got black kids from Cuba and Honduras and wherever. What happened?
Well, you're trying to well, the reason why it takes a skill to play baseball. I mean, it takes us, something it's a God-given skill that you got to have. And you have to work hard at it. You know what I'm talking about? And a lot of the kids coming up now, they don't want to play baseball. I mean, black kids, most black, they don't want to play because you got to have a certain skill. You got to love the game, baseball. And many of them don't do it. It takes hard work in baseball. You got to hit a ball coming 100-something mile an hour. You know what I'm saying? And that baseball is hard. You take a picture that somebody want to get you, and he's a pitcher, he gonna hit you with that ball. He go right into your head. And we see a lot of that just don't like that. Well, it never bothered me.
I mean, I see it, I mean, when I don't like baseball all the time, but when I see it, you get mad at somebody, the picture decides he can hit you.
Yeah. Yeah, what's in it?
Did you ever get hit?
Did I? Oh, I can't get the time. Well, you know what I did?
What?
That picture, I didn't go after him, but I hit a home run off of him, knock him out of the game where he couldn't pitch or over. You know, they had to pull him out when I come up the next time, and I would punch him with that bat. I was run the ball down the first base line, and then when he come across, I run over it. And they know that. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the game. That's part of the game. That's the way, you know, that's the way we do. And they always talk about all this cheating, baseball, and steroids and stuff. Let me tell y'all something about baseball. Everybody was on some kind of drug, steroids. I mean, I'm just saying, they just say come out.
Well, that's stealing signs, though, like.
Oh, yeah, we still, yeah, that's part of the game. If I got on first base, I got on second base, I would give the sign to the batter, what the next pitch, when the pitch on me.
On first base, you can see the.
Yeah, I can look to see the signs.
And you somehow communicated that to your.
Yeah, I get on the sign. Curveball, fastball, one, USA, another ball.
So we're not gonna take the, World Series away from Houston.
Well, all I've been doing, Houston ain't the only one did it. I'm saying, USA, they been doing it.
It was really good to the point out here, because I'm sorry about that. Anybody with questions out here?
That was asking what position you play.
Oh, position.
I feel it. I'm down field. I played actually in Singapore. I pitched. I played first base and I played out on left hand all the way. Hit left, throw left. And so I pitched and I played the outfield. And I was a better pitcher than I was on outfield. I could throw a ball 100 miles an hour. I was a better pitcher, but the Giants signed me because of my speed. And I could
Like I
hit.
said, you were running, you were fast.
I was fast. Yeah, I was fast. I go to first about 3-3 on the left side.
That's fast.
Wow. Yes.
Who were some of your black teammates when you were playing ball?
Willie Mays,
He was on the Giants when you were running again.
Willie McCovey, we got some pictures there. I just had shown us some pictures with Willie McCovey and Luke Brothers. And when I signed, well, when I actually signed with the Giants, I had to go to San Antonio. My dad and I, Mr. Humphrey, took us there and I went there and played with the AA team in San Antonio. And Hastings or Luke, you hear, I don't know, so the Luke, three, Luke Brothers, Hastings, Philip, Lou, and Matty, Luke. And so, I went there and he actually, taught me how to throw from that. I had the arm, but I didn't have crow hop. It's a crow hop that you had to have and throw like a person, like a hop skip and throw.
Right.
And so he gave me that and I was going straight. And I could throw that ball all the way from center field, from the fence, and one hop. But I learned that crow hop. But I was just doing it for my arm. And anybody didn't know Lou Brock? Well, Lou Brock and I played in Louisville together. We played on the Louisville Sluggers there back in Louisville. My dad was a manager of that team. And Lou Brock, my first wife, which I was married for 40 years, that's my second wife. I've been married 20 years. My first boy died in 1999. And so I married her, and we've been married 20 years. But Lou Brock was her boyfriend, my first wife. And so I took her from Lou Brock. Well, just better than Lou Brock. Even in the Hall of Fame. But I told her, I said, look, if you'd have married Lou Brock, look at all that money you would have. She said, oh, yeah, I didn't love him, I love you. Lou Brock played in Louisville.
I didn't go out.
Yeah, we real good friends.
Yes, I got to go see, Oakland State in Nashville, and then home team where the Brooklyn Dodgers came to play, and one in the freshman involvement was a shortstop named Warren Williams.
Marvel Wills, yeah.
I tried to be like, he gave me 54 or something like that.
What is this son name played with the rain?
Oh, yeah.
Funk Wills, yeah.
Yeah.
My best friend was Bobby Barnes, Barry Barnes' dad. And that's my best friend. He died in 2000, what was it, 2003? Yeah, cause I went to his funeral and I was one of the preachers at his funeral. And we was real close. And his wife, Pat, and Barry, I'm family. We communicate all the time. I probably talk to her about Pat. I probably talk to her about at least 2 or 3 times a month or better. And everything. And everybody probably know Barry Barnes. And they talk about him doing steroids. I was the guy that got in the Hall of Fame. I wasn't just on steroids. You was there. That's not.
So Barry should be in the Hall of Fame.
All of them that's doing the doing it. That they said that, Sarah should be in that because they got a Hall of Fame, McCullough, all of them was on it. You see? And a lot of people don't know it.
They gonna know it now.
Because they keep saying things, you know, and so by playing in our clubhouse, in our clubhouse, we had tables lined up, and that was these people to come in, and we had every kind of field that you want to vote the game. You have to table because you got English, you got to play.
Got some shots too.
That's right. And so, all of that, but after the kids and things started doing this and overdosed and all that in school, and so baseball had to come against them. And I also was there. And that's the reason why they come against is because our kids come up and they start overdoing it with these people.
We got time for one more question. If we.
Can't be bad as steroids. You know, baseball is such a skill sport. And even if you taste it, might make you stronger, you might hit the ball harder, but it's not gonna make you see that 100-mile-an-hour ball.
No.
It's not gonna help you.
Because a lot of guys and things on steroids couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And they was on steroids, but they couldn't do what these other guys performed and did. You just have to have skills to do it. And so, the steroids, like I said, steroids don't make you hit the ball. It don't make you run in the backfield. Tell the truth, right? They think that, but it gives you something on the inside that you can't explain. Now, like right now, I'm on steroids right now. Oh yeah, I'm on steroids. I'm on steroids because my kidneys. You know, I got sick in 1970, what's that, 100? Yeah. I got sick, and I never been sick before in my life. And so I finally got sick. And so my high blood pressure went up and fluid. I had 60 pounds of fluid in my body. So I stayed in the hospital 21 days. They said I wasn't gonna live. But here I am, thank the Lord. I'm here.
So what did you do after baseball?
After baseball, what did you do?
Well, I went into construction business at my own. I had trucks and I had trucks and I cleaned up and old concrete and I had people working for me and everything. I did that from 84 to 88, 89. And I started preaching when in 77. And so I sold all my equipment when I went into preaching full time. And I went to preaching full time. And so I've been preaching now for 43 years.
Where do you preach? Where do you preach? Where's the church?
In Louisville, now I'm a bishop over church. I'm a bishop over bishops. My name, pastors and bishops and everything. Actually, I'm an archbishop. I'm an archbishop ordained other bishops. You know, ordained other pastors.
Did y'all realize what you had? Hey, join me in thanking, some kind of way, we gotta figure this out.
Everyone in Grapevine's related, evidently.
Yeah, Harry.
I want to ask you a question, though. You've got such a great journalism, and you've done politics, obviously sports, a little bit of everything. What was your favorite interview?
Oh, my God, I've done too many interviews to call one my favorite, but I think if I had to say my favorite was with President George W. Bush, because he was really honest with me, and I didn't think he was going to be, and he didn't think I was going to be as fair as I was going to be with him. So we really hit it off, and then he invited me. This is when he was governor. This is not when he was president, it's when he was governor. And he invited me down to the governor's office and we went and had breakfast together down there. And I had a chance to tell that story, but I've done so many interviews. The most important interviews I've done were not famous people. They were people from our communities, who were doing incredible stuff like you are doing. I mean, this is my favorite interview right now.
Well, yeah, I think probably everybody in here is a baseball fan. Both of my grandfathers played professional baseball, but my granddaddy played in the era of Babe Ruth, that much. I grew up listening to Pee Wee Reese and Dizzy Dean every day on the radio. And we had a baseball loving family, but we got a couple of sort of local heroes in here. Leon Bay set a few records playing baseball. Leon, and tell us a little about it. He's got his purple shirt on. He loves that purple hat you got on because he's a horn frog.
Yeah.
But tell us, Leon, you set a couple of records. Tell us about it.
That was at college.
Yeah.
And, I played here, I'm sure we played against one another.
Yeah.
And, that was the most intense games I've ever played. Even I felt like we were the World Series. And, had Bob Jackson was on there, and of course Harry, and they had a young, straight little ball player, I thought was the best one, and all I ever knew his name was Blue.
No, that's my cousin.
Oh, yeah. I love him. Anyway, they didn't discover me there. My coach got me to go play in the Major City League in Fort Worth, and that's,
Yeah.
rest is history, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I had several records, but that's back in the days when it.
They didn't have a way to do this, it's not us.
Yeah. I had several records at TCU in the home runs, batting average, and all that kind of stuff, but it was all raised by Lou and the Bass.
Oh, yeah. Oh, don't even talk to my grandmother about lifting bats. That's a bad thing.
It ain't no way to do college, so.
Yes.
Very good.
So you know Blue?
I knew Blue, I like Blue.
Yeah. Yeah, he was good.
He was, I love Blue.
He's still alive.
Everybody did the little just he was explaining the ball.
They actually his mother named him Black Sunday because he was so black. I thought you said Blue. Yeah, and we call him Blue, but his mother called him Black Sunday.
Patrick, where are you? Patrick, my other half, my better half, I guess I should say, played baseball in college, and his team in Oklahoma, the year that he was playing ball, they started the first national championship for junior colleges, and their team won. And so he's got a big old honking ring. I love all this jewelry you guys have, although I told my daughters, don't ever date a man prettier than you are or wear better jewelry. You got some good jewelry there.
What kind of college woman have Cameron?
Cameron. And he said their pitcher was a tall black kid, and they didn't have many blacks playing in the leagues then, in 56, 58, whatever year that was, 56.
58.
Just a child. But he said he wasn't a very good pitcher, but he's real tall, big like you are, but a big tall guy. And he said he'd get up there and just scare the hell out of them. Before he pitched 2 or 3 innings and have a winning game going before they realized he really wasn't a very good pitcher. They had a lot of American Indians playing up there. So that was when they were really kind of breaking the barriers and letting other kids play of their long way. Yeah, that's so true. Anybody have a last question? Oh, you're gonna have to come back because this has just been too much fun and we need to hear some more stories. This has been great.
I just got one thing, in this spring, Great GHS is inducting Joe Redmond into the Grapevine Baseball Hall of Fame. And as far as we can tell, he broke the color barrier for baseball at the high school. But it's posthumous, but he is being inducted into the Hall of
And
Fame.
was his daddy the minister at
Yes.
Love Chapel?
Yes.
Redmond.
Joe
Joe Redmond?
Yeah.
Joe Lee.
That's my brother.
Your brother-in-law?
He's my brother.
Kenny Grapevine.
Family 3, 4, 1.
So it's been a delight having you here, and both of you, we thank you so much. We've got a little something for you, and I'm sure if you can hang around for a minute, there's gonna be some folks with some questions. I just want to tell you quickly, Next month, we have Dave Lieber, who is an author. He was Watchdog paper, y'all may remember Dave Lieber, but he's written a number of books, and he's going to speak to us on Amon Carter. And Amon Carter was quite a fascinating man, and he is credited with adding about $1 trillion to the economy of North Texas. I mean, he just did so many different things, but he's going to be our speaker on Amon Carter, so it should be a fascinating program. And then in March, we're going to celebrate Texas Independence Day. We're going to have heavy hors d'oeuvres and some nicer refreshments and really eat and wine and dine a little bit and have a nice celebration. And we're going to have Sally Andrews and Linda Lewis, who is the sculptor that's doing the Indians, the American Indians for our Peace Circle. And she's going to be here and talk about that and show you some of her art. So that should be just a great way to celebrate Texas Independence Day. So with that, I just wanted to, real quick, if I can find my little, well, I can't find it, never mind. But anyway, just want to say, hope all of you have a wonderful 2020. It's a good way to start off our year, and this has been a great program. It's always wonderful to learn some more about Grapevine and our history and the area that we live in and love. And so we appreciate you gentlemen taking your time, and we hope to see you again. And Tommy, you were a good part of the panel. Thank you. And so thank you all, and we will see you the last Monday of next month right here. Thank you.